Hello YouTube, I'm Toby, and this right here is the Asus Gtx650. Now what I know about this particular card is that it has 1 GB of GDDR5 RAM. It is a single slot card with an HDMI, a VGA and a DVI connector. It also has a 6-pin power connector and a what looks like a beefy heatsink. Now the observant of you may have noticed that this thing is very rusty. And I'm not even sure it'll work, but I'm hopeful for it. Now I got this card from eBay, and it actually arrived a little quicker than I anticipated. It said it would be here sometime late January, early February, and it got here mid-January, so I am positively surprised. Now the system we'll be installing this card in is my home theater PC. It currently has a GT9600 in it, so I figured that this card may be a good exchange for that. So far so good. Right here you can see the GeForce GT9600 right here. This is the one we'll be replacing. We also have the quad-core Athlon down here. What I'm mostly concerned about is my Wi-Fi card down here. I'm not sure if the shroud will allow it to go on, so I'm going to take the shroud off here and see if I can install it in there. And the shroud is now off. Looks a lot more naked to be honest, but that's to be expected. But hopefully there'll be enough room down here for the network card. So let's switch him out. Alright, so slight issue, the 6-pin power connector isn't long enough going this way, so I'm going to have to reroute it up here. And to do that, I just need to cut this zip tie right there. We should be good to go. And here, and out here it comes. Still not sure whether it's actually long enough. Minor issue, I've been routing it around some cables that it needs to go under. Like that, just like that. Alright, so this should now be long enough for us to utilize. And just like that. Now we just have to do something about this cable right here. I'm thinking about zip tying it up like this. And this is what the system looks like just before closing the last side panel. Managed to get the power cable up here. It shouldn't be in the way of anything, shouldn't be in danger of getting sucked into any fans. And as you can see, there's plenty of clearance between the graphics card and the little internet card. I was actually shortly concerned that the fan might hit it, but as you can see it doesn't, so that's awesome. Also got my D drive reinstalled, and I'm pretty much ready to test the system out. Alright, so I have the drivers installed, the screen is set to 1080p, so I figured we'd try and run the Furmark preset 1080p test. And the results are in. We got 1328 points. Our maximum temperature was 59 degrees Celsius. So all in all, well, a pretty good run. For the Resident Evil 6 benchmarking tool, these right here are the settings we'll be running on. Pretty much everything set to low, and screen resolution is 1280 by 1024. We got a score of 5,610. That was actually impressive. I didn't think it would score that high. I'm thinking we should go on to something a little more challenging. I've always wanted to try a PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds on this system. Alright, so I've set all the settings to very low, and I'm really excited to see if this will actually work. Alright, so throughout all those tests our maximum temperature was 58 degrees Celsius, which tells me this car still works just fine. And as you can see, it would run PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds at low resolutions, but I really didn't feel like it was a very enjoyable experience. Maybe if you had a smaller screen it would be, and you might be able to run it at a little bit lower resolution. Now I'm not gonna test out Counter-Strike Global Offensive on this card because trust me, this card can run Counter-Strike Global Offensive without issues. Now, as I mentioned before, I got this card off of eBay, and it only cost me around $30, so I think this was a very good bargain. Although it was used, and as you could probably remember from the start of the video, it was very rusty and I wasn't really sure whether it would work, but luckily for me it worked, and it works very well. Now I'll leave the card specifications in the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching.